Hello and welcome to this part 10 of Postman tutorial series. And in this part we are going to discuss about test scripts and assertion. In last section we discussed about the prerequest script, and in this part we are going to discuss about the different examples or different snippets that we can apply when we receive the response from the endpoint. So test scripts, as we already discussed, they are executed after server receives the response, and they allow you to ensure that your API is working as expected. And they give you this flexibility by writing the scripts in this test section. And you can write scripts and you can provide different assertions which then can run to validate it against the response that you have received. One of the example would be that you might uh, you might write a test case to validate your API's error handling by sending a request with incomplete data, in which case the server might return 500 HTTP code. So you can check that code in response and you can add those assertions. You can add these test scripts on individual requests, folders and collections in the same way as we could do it for pre-request scripts. So there are two things which you would like to notice, that when we want to add any test in test scripts, we need to use this pm.response object. So because this pm.response object contains all the headers, payload, so we have to extract the information using this pm.response, and then we can define our test using pm.test function, and we need to provide certain parameters to this pm.test function that we will see in the demo. And whatever the response returned by this function, depending on whether it is true or false, then depending on that we can make a decision whether the test is successfully passed or not. So if you look at the big picture, let's say if you have 100 API requests in your collection, then as a part of your regression test suite you can add these assertion in the test script, so that you don't need to manually validate each and every response. So if in case if you want to see if the response header is correctly received or not, in case if you want to see if response HTTP code is as expected or not, then in such a cases it is too much time consuming to go through each and every response and to check it manually. And exactly in this place, test scripts are very beneficial and they are very useful. One more thing here to notice, in case if you have worked on SOAP UI previously, then let me tell you that in my opinion, SOAP UI provides this flexibility or this feature of adding this assertion in much better way than Postman. Of course, I understand that there could be arguments on both the sides to this statement, but at least on the initial level, you can see that SOAP UI gives some ready-to-use buttons using which you can add the assertions for HTTP codes or for contents string, or to validate against a particular schema. So in that case, in SOAP UI, you don't need to write any code for that. But in case of Postman, we have to write code for each and every test script or each and every assertion that we put on the response. So let's see some of the common validations that we can put in test scripts against the response received. So some of the common assertions which are used in test scripts are as follows. We can validate if the response contains a particular HTTP code. So if it is a success request, then we can check whether 200 or 201 is received. If it is an error request, then we can check if 400 or 500 is received. We can validate if the response time is within a particular limit. We can check if the body contains a particular string. In case if response is JSON or XML, then you can also validate against the JSON and XML schema. You can extract out a particular JSON element from the response and check if that value is correct. For example, if your response contains a field with the value as success, and then you can parse JSON and you can extract out that value and check if the string is success or not. We can also have validations on response header, whether that value, or in case if you want to see if content type is as expected, then you can add those validations in this test script. So these are just a list of common assertions that you can put, but in reality there are many assertions that we can put on the response received. And the test script part is not limited just to the assertion, but it also applies if you want to invoke any other test request directly from Postman, then you can add those scripts into your post or pre-request part. But those things we are going to see in details when we will see the some advanced scripting methods. So now let's go to Postman and let's try to put some assertions on the response. So I have opened the Postman application, and we had these two requests created last time, and we had added few snippets in the pre-request script. So now we will go to the test part, test tab, and we will add some snippets in this area. So as we had discussed in case of pre-request script video, that we can add these scripts directly on a particular request level, we can add them on the collection level, or else we can also add them in on the folder level. So that totally depends on the use case for which you are writing the test suite. So now first let me open this get request, and first let me fire this to see if this is working correctly or not. So this is working correctly, and this is the response that I'm getting. So now let's add some assertions into the test part. So first thing is, let me have some log. So one thing you would like to note here is that in console we have a different logging available. So depending on the kind of message that you are logging, you can choose the logging level. So at this moment I am keeping it as info, or logging level as info, and let me add the message here. Log generated from test scripts. Okay, so let me complete this command by writing the semicolon at the end. So now the next part is we can add the assertions below as we discussed. So there are two ways we can add the assertions. Either you can write the code by yourself, or you can also make use of the snippets which are available. You can also click on this link, which will take you to the Postman documentation page, and there you can get the details of different things that we can add in this test scripts. So let's make use of this particular assertion, which is used to validate if the HTTP response code is 200 or not. So once I click on it, it automatically creates the snippet for me. If I want to update anything over here, I can update. For example, this if the name of this test case is status code is 200. So if I want to update it, I can just update it by saying maybe validate if status code is 200. So this will check whether that HTTP status code is 100 or not. So let me run and let me show you how exactly it works. So first of all, before I run the request, let me show you the test result tab in the response section. So at the moment there are no tests for the request, and here it also says that write a test script to automate debugging. So now we have added this particular test case to validate HTTP code. So let's see the difference now. So I sent the request and I received HTTP code as 200, and that's why you can see this test result, it is showing 1 out of the 1 test case has been passed successfully, and in details also you can see which are the test cases that have been passed. Similarly, let's add one more assertion. So let's say response time is less than 200 millisecond. So again let me update the name here. Validate if response time is less than 200 millisecond. So one more thing is that it is not necessary to change the test name. You can also keep it default as it is, but it's always good to have some meaningful name which will help you to analyze your test results. So let me run again. So you can see now the both the test cases have been passed successfully, and I will also see different sections available here. So in case if you have multiple assertions, then you can very easily filter them to see which are the ones which are passed, which are skipped, and which are failed. So the next assertion that we can add on the response is for JSON value check. So let me first add enter to have some distinction in this particular area, and now let me click on this. So now let me first change the name, validate first name. So what we are going to do is that this is our response, and we wanted to ensure that in this response this first name should be Janet. So this particular validation we have to add on this response. So how we can do this, that we first created this variable JSON data which will fetch the JSON object from the response, and then we will browse to this first name path by giving that particular path, by applying that path on this JSON data. So how we can do that is, this first name is a part of data, and under data we have this first name. So now I'll get data dot first name, and value should be equal to Janet. So let's run and see how it goes. So you can see all the three have been passed successfully. Now let me do one thing. Instead of Janet, let me make it as Jenny. So now in this case, this particular assertion will fail. So if I click on send, now you can see 2 out of 3 tests have been passed successfully. That's why in passed section you can see these 2 have been passed, and if I click on failed, you can see validate first name is failed. And what is the error? Expected Janet to deeply equal Jenny. So Jenny was the thing which was expected in the response, but in the response we received Janet, and that's why this assertion got failed. So if you click on all, you can see all the 3 assertion available over here. So let me change this back to Janet. Okay, so now again all the 3 assertions have been passed successfully. Now let me go to the other request, which is the post one, and let's add some assertion here as well. So let me add the assertion, which is nothing but the status code successful post request. So again let me change the name, validate HTTP code. So this will validate if the HTTP response is 201 or 202. So let's fire it and let's see. So we have received this 201 in the response, and this assertion is successfully passed. So let's add one more assertion, and this assertion we can add for again response time. But as this is a post request, let's say that if the response is received within 500 milliseconds, then this assertion is passed, else it is failed. So that's why in this now I have said that response time is to be below 500 milliseconds. So again run it. So now both assertions have been passed successfully. So now let's do one thing. Let's run the collection and then see how we can check the result of collection, and from that result how can we see which test case have been passed and how it helps us. So before going to that, you can see in snippets there are various other options also available. We just explored few of them, but you can explore the other options also which are available here. This test scripts is not limited to just creation of assertion, but you can also clear any particular environment variable. You can also set any particular environment or global variable the way we could do it in pre-request script, and you can also invoke any other test case or any other API request in your Postman collection. So as far as this sending a new request from this test script is concerned, we are going to see that particular use case in detail in next sections. Then even from the response validation, we can check whether the response contains a particular string. So response contains a particular string is same as that of the one which we added already, wherein which we are checking if the data the first name is Janet or not. The only difference is that when we say when we use this is equal to string, then it searches for that particular occurrence of that string in the response body. But in this case we are going to we are traversing to a particular JSON path, and we are checking that value in that particular JSON path, and we are not checking the presence of that particular value throughout our JSON payload. So depending on your requirement, either you can choose JSON value check, or you can also choose the contents. Then we can also check the header type for in a response if it matches a particular value or not. Then we can also convert the XML body to JSON object, and you can use this tiny validator to see if the response validates against a particular JSON schema or not. So these are the things that are available as a part of the snippets. You can try it yourself in Postman, and in case of any issue you can let me know in the comment section, and I'll be very happy to help you with those. So now let's run this collection. So before that, let me save this API request. So you see, whenever you make any changes to them, this particular dot appears, which indicates you that the changes haven't been saved yet. So I have saved both of these. Now let me run this collection. So let me add some delay, let's say of 2 seconds, and let me click on run. So you can see both API requests have been executed successfully, and all the tests in both the API requests have been passed. So that is why we can see all pass here. Now let's do one thing. Let's go to this get user and let's again change it to Jenny. So that now this particular test case will fail. And now let's run the collection again. So you can see now that this particular test is failed. So if you look at this results, then from result you can see if any particular validation or particular assertion has failed or not. So looking at whatever is failed, you can see the name over here. So the reason I mentioned to have some meaningful name on the on that particular assertion is that looking at this particular value, it should give you the sufficient information to understand what validation or what assertion has failed. So you can see here the validate first name is failed, and that you can see it over here. You can also have these tabs to check the passed and failed list. You can also click on this view summary, that will tell you the summary of those results. And again, if you want to get the details of it, you can refer to console. In console you can get those things, or else you can also click on this get user and you can see the response body or response headers. In this case we haven't logged anything, because when we are running the collection at that time we have said not to save the response body. So let me show you how we had done it. So when I click on this collection and run, so here we have the option of saving responses, but if you click on the save response, then that can impact the performance of your collection. So in case if you have multiple requests in this collection, then that performance can get hampered, especially if your payloads are huge in size. So in this case you can uncheck it. So but if it is if you have smaller number of requests or some smaller payload, then if you click on this and if you run the collection, so in this case if you click on this get user, then you can view the response body over here, and you can also view the response body from JSON Postman console, as we already discussed. So this was about the assertion and some snippets that we can add in the test scripts, and in coming videos we will see how we can run this collection from command line. Because if we want to move ahead towards automation of your test suite, so in that case we wanted to have some kind of a flexibility wherein we can run the collection from command line, we can integrate with CI/CD tool, so that we will have minimum manual intervention. Similarly, in your projects, when you will create the different get or post request, in that case please ensure that you add as many assertions as you can, because those assertions helps you to ultimately certify your response or validate your response automatically, and it saves a lot of your manual efforts. Again, if you add any test script on top of on this collection level, then it gets applied to all the requests within that particular collection. So thank you very much for watching this video. In case if you find this video helpful, then please do like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.